So you go to a client's house, you do the work, and they don't pay you for the job. What you gonna do? Let's talk about it.
All right. So this is what happens when you don't pay me. You get your load returned. It's horrible, but sucks. I got to do it. This is a nice, big, pretty neighborhood. The guy I waited. I actually sat here while this guy worked and let him cut up these trees and everything. But he didn't want to pay me for the job, for the load, so I brought it back. Right on time junk removal, right on time demolition. We don't play that. Pay us or get your shit back.
I know that's right, girl. Okay. Pay us or get your shit back.
And he marketed what?
Let's talk about it. In case you don't know, my name is Mrs. Johnson. I am the owner of Tenacity Academy, where we teach cleaning business owners how to start, grow, and scale profitable cleaning businesses, even if they are working a 9-to-5.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys already know who it is. It's Tamika, okay? Your best cleaning business strategist when it comes to pricing. And I am Miss Johnson's assistant, and I have been for the past 5 years, and I love what we do, okay? It is a passion, it is a pleasure, and I would not do anything else.
All right, welcome to the podcast, y'all. But let's talk about it, man. I've been waiting to do this topic right here. Listen, all right, I got one more for you.
A contractor was refused payment by a homeowner for work performed without a license and then proceeded to tear down the completed work on the spot. The incident took place at a private residence. According to the contractor, the project had already been fully completed. However, during the payment stage, the homeowner suddenly refused to pay. The contractor said that not only was he not paid for labor, the cost of materials was never reimbursed either. After multiple attempts to resolve the issue failed, the contractor immediately began dismantling the work he had just finished. Video from the scene shows walls and installed fixtures being restored to their original state. But the situation did not end there. The homeowner then moved the contractor's power tools into the house. The contractor demanded the tools be returned, but the request was refused. The contractor is now facing a decision: call the police or attempt to retrieve his property himself. Either option could further escalate the situation. Some online users support the homeowner, arguing that unlicensed work should not be paid for in the first place. Others defend the contractor, saying that refusing to pay for materials and keeping his tools crosses a line. The debate is still ongoing. What do you think?
Let's get into it. Now, I wanted to do this video because we as cleaning business owners, I feel them contractors, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to ask you one question. Do you have any commercials for your cleaning business right now that maybe look like this?
Floors so shiny, they mirror your dreams. We ain't just mop, we build routines. 941, that's the area code. Call Griffin Pro Clean, let's lighten your load. Call 941-894-8128. Griffin Pro Clean, gon' elevate. We don't miss none, we never show up late. Book your clean now, don't hesitate.
Or do you have any commercials out that look like this?
Of walking into your building and seeing what your last cleaning crew missed? Dust on the vents, streaks on the glass, trash bins still half full, and floors that never seem to shine no matter how much you pay? At Regal Shine Cleaning Service, we understand the frustration. You shouldn't have to chase your cleaning company to do what they promise. Our team specializes in delivering consistent, detailed, and reliable commercial cleaning. The kind of clean your staff and clients can feel the moment they walk through the door.
If not, then you need to be a part of our academy. Yes, it's only $15 a month. You can enroll today at the lowest tier, which is $15 a month. Our academy members actually get discounts on our commercials that we create for them, okay? So they get perks. You can take advantage of the little perks that we have. Get those discounts. Become a member of the academy today. I gotta go, but join us, www.tenacityaacademy.com. I'll see you on the other side. Bye. And took their work back, basically. Mm-hmm. But we're cleaning business, and we cleaning, right? So how can you take back cleaning? You really can't take back cleaning. So what do we do in this situation? What do you think?
I would say if the person is saying, I want to get my money back, then if we did the job, then we would have to check with our state to see, first of all, what can we legally do and not do.
Well, you know, in that state, but their issue was they said that the contract wasn't licensed. The contractor wasn't a licensed contractor.
Correct.
And there is a law in some cities, states that says that if you're not licensed, you're not operating with the proper certificates and license and stuff like that, that they don't necessarily have to pay for the work that's being done. Now, I feel like maybe y'all should have checked that out before these people came inside your house, because this is crazy. This is crazy. check them people out first to see whether they are licensed, and then have them come inside your house and do stuff. Don't have them come build a whole floor out, all the walls and everything, and then say, "Oh, I ain't gonna pay you because you ain't licensed." I feel like that part is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm curious on how y'all feel. Make sure that y'all are comment, and y'all are putting some comments down, because this is very controversial.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, because being a cleaning business owner and deciding on what to do in that situation, it's like, yeah, we can't go back and get the cleaning, but we would just have to check, again, with the state rules and regulations, seeing if there's licenses or permit or anything like that. But if we got all our stuff and they decide not to pay, listen, we're not, and you're like, oh no, we gotta go to court at this point, because now you signed my service agreement. Whether they show up, now you got to decide, is it worth the fight? You know what I mean? How much was the services? Because typically now, if you're going to take the person to court, it's court fees that's going to be involved. So of course you're going to have to make them pay for the court fees, but you got to pay for the stuff up front. And just decide if you want to do it. I'm going to take you to court. I'm sorry.
So for cleaning businesses out there, please listen up. If you are required to have a business license, you need to go and get that business license.
Please do.
If you're required to charge sales tax charges, get the registration for the sales tax. Insurance, general liability, workers' comp insurance. Make sure that you are getting all of the quality. You're qualified to do this work.
Mm-hmm.
Local permits, any type of certificates that you may need to do those jobs. Please don't be over here wanging it. Like, you're not a mom and pop's cleaning business anymore. So you cannot operate as such. You have to get the proper certificates that you need to go with whatever field that you're doing. Okay, whether you're doing commercial, whether you're doing strip and waxing, whether you're cleaning houses. If you're cleaning houses, you definitely need your insurance. All right, bonded insurance, general liability, workers' comp, all of the things. But definitely look into it, because in some cities and states, like, people ain't paying you when they find out you ain't legit.
Right. I know that we didn't deal with a situation like this before, but one of our students actually had something similar to this, not because they weren't licensed, but one of our students did go through a situation where she was not paid for the services. Like, she did get paid a percentage, but then the client came back and asked for the money back. And it's like, okay, in that type of situation, what would you do? Like, first of all, the client stopped her as if like she was already done doing one house. So there were two houses that she had to complete, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just bring that back. It was two houses that she had to complete. One of them she had already completed, and she was working on finalizing the second home. The client did, when she was like literally on, I want to say she was almost done. She probably had like 30, 45 minutes to finish the second home. The client stops her and say, hey, listen, this is not up to my cleaning standards. You guys can leave. I don't want you to continue. Okay. So our student, she leaves, and now it's the sense of when she booked the services, she made the client pay
What if your cleaning business kept booking jobs while you sleep? With CleanGo CRM, your AI booking assistant answers calls, responds to texts, and schedules appointments for you 24/7. No missed calls, no chasing leads, no lost money. CleanGo CRM. This isn't just another CRM. This is the smartest system in the cleaning industry right now. Why? Because AI does the work for you. Our built-in AI bot talks to your customers, qualifies leads, and books appointments automatically. And here's the game changer. This is the only CRM on the market that creates content for you. Yes, CleanGo CRM creates your branded marketing content for you. Captions, posts, promotions, and schedules it out automatically. So while you're cleaning homes, running crews, or spending time with family, your brand is still working in the background. CleanGo CRM is an all-in-one, zero chaos platform. It includes website and lead capture, booking form email marketing, AI call and text booking, automated follow-ups, content creation and scheduling, invoicing and payments, pipeline and calendar management. Schedule your team out and much more. One system, one login, everything handled. More bookings, more visibility, more freedom. Stop working in your business. Start letting it work for you. Just visit www.clean-go-crm.com. CleanGo CRM, the only CRM that books jobs in your sleep and markets your business for you.
Up front, like a deposit. Now the client did have that deposit paid, but she was supposed to pay a remaining balance after the services was rendered. Okay. Now the client did, I remind you, she stopped her before she complete her services. And in the midst of that, now our student says, you know what, that's not fair, because this lady, what she did is she went back and basically returned she took the payment back, the deposit payment. Not only that, she in court, this whole process just got really, really nasty, guys. It got really, really nasty because the lady signed the service agreement. She said, I'm going to pay for this if you do this, but she did not give our student time to finish. She blatantly just cut her off and didn't allow her to finish. So how do you guys think that turned out? How do you think that turned out?
I believe that she did take her to court and she won the case. I think that she did end up winning the case. She's a legit business. She has a license and everything. And then she had, the most important thing was proof.
Absolutely.
She had proof that she did the work.
And that's where we're getting at. So when you are looking at this video, guys, as long as you understand if wherever you're at, if you make sure that you're following all the rules and regulations according to your state, and you have the proof, you have your service agreement. That's why it's so important to operate with a service agreement, because this bonds you and your client together, and it shows that you are agreeing to do a particular scope of work and the client is agreeing to pay that certain amount for that scope of work. Okay. That is it.
And if you are hiring independent contractors to do a job, your independent contractors need to have their insurance, general liability, workers' comp, and your name needs to be listed as the insurance holder.
Period.
That bonds you and that contractor together, solidifies y'all agreement. Okay, if your name isn't on there, it's going to be hard to even prove that that's your independent contractor, that you're contracting work out too. Okay, so you got to make sure you got all your ducks in a row. You don't want to end up in a mess like this. And it says right here, in some cities and states, like I said, if the contractor was required to be licensed, but wasn't, in many states like California, Florida, Arizona, Texas, etc., they cannot legally sue you for payment. The contractor can be considered void or illegal. You can report them to the state's licensing board. All right. This is meant to protect homeowners and businesses from unqualified contractors. So for all my independent contractors out there, go on ChatGPT, go to your city, go to your state website, check this stuff out. What do I need to be able to work and be legal in my city and state? Check this stuff out. It is so serious. I saw that video and I just said, you know what? This is a good one. We got to talk about this on our podcast, girl. All right. So I didn't want to make this episode very lengthy. I'm going to make it short, sweet, to the point. I want to hear your point of view, though. I want to hear from you. So please comment, let us know. How do you feel about this situation?
Have you guys ever experienced anything?
Have you ever experienced anything like this? If you support this channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit us some likes and subscribe. Even if you don't want to comment down below, just support your girl.
Absolutely.
Support your girls. Okay.
All
support
right.
us. If you have a cleaning business, check us out at www.tenacityacademy.com, where we help cleaning business owners start, growing, scale profitable cleaning businesses, even if they are still working a 9-to-5. All right, we're gonna close it on out. We are out of here. Y'all have a great day.
Peace.
From solo to empire, yeah, we teaching you. Projects on loud, truck on fleet, logo on the side, money on repeat, not just cleaning home.